So my presentation today is reverse wire techniques in CTO, which is not so common, but I will start just with the basic case presentations. So it's a case of a young guy with a chronic total occlusion of RCA with a quite unclear distal lesions with good retrograde channel feeling to the distal BDA branch. However, we try integrate with a filter XT cross successfully to the BDA, and finally we do some balloon dilatations with 1.5 balloon, and we catch easily to go to BDA. But however, when we try to go to the posterolateral, because it's a quite big artery, we could not cross. So we're going with double human macrocaster, cannot cross. Again, further XTR cannot cross, pilot 50 cannot cross. So I'm going to the fourth human. Here's the final options to go to reverse wire techniques. Usually reverse wire techniques, because techniques has described for bifurcation lesions when we have a big side branch and big diagonal, big circumflex artery, and we don't want, or we already pass the true lumen to main artery, and then we lose the side branch techniques, or side branch total occlusion. So reverse wire technique is ideal to use to this branch. However, still has some limitations when we have a heavy calcified CTO lesion, so reverse wire cannot be there because it needs to have a very strong support. So the concept to use reverse wire techniques is just to have a hydrophilic wire with double human microcaster, and then we'll learn step by step what to do. So here's the step to do the reverse wire technique. So nowadays we have a lot of double human microcaster like Kanaka Crusade, or and now it's taken by Trumo's Find You, or a new from Asahi, and a lot of vascular solution, a lot of microcaster side hole, double human. So the idea to have this double human microcaster, and you make your wire as a loop, and you insert downward to the microcaster, and then you pull back upward with a third degree until you reach the side branch. So let's make it by this example to these lesions. So here you see that false track going to the false lumen posterolateral branch, and then the other wire going to the false lumen. So how to go back to the true lumen? Again, you make the band in the point about 3 centimeters from the tip of the guide wire, opposite to the side to the tip curve, about 3 centimeters, and then you go 45 degree to 60 degree upon the point of about 3 centimeters from the tip of the guide wire, opposite to the tip of the curve, and then you make this big curve, and you loop the wire, and you push it to your microcaster, and then you pull back. You make a reverse wire system with the main guide wire double lumen microcaster to insert it in your guiding as a Y shape, as you see, like this one. So as you see here, as a Y shape, you should insert your wire as the wire going as a loop to your system Y connectors. And then it will reach in this way. You push it, and then you try to pull back, and it will go directly. This we always doing. This is a concept we're doing the reverse wire techniques. So if you have a total occlusion of the artery, and you want to and there is some stump, but you cannot cannulate, so the reverse wire technique is the ideal using by further XTR or further XTA. It's a good wire to go there. But if you have a very calcified lesions, it will be very difficult to go by Confianza Proplo or the Gaia, because if you make this loop with these 2 wires, Confianza or hard wires, penetrating wires, it may be broke. So it's recommended always with the hydrophilic wires to go with reverse wire techniques. Then you make this loop, as I'm stretching the reversing wires, and then you are in the true lumen, and then we balloon it, and then kissing balloon, and this is the final image. So to summarize, because it's actually, if you ask all the CTO operators, they will tell you it's few cases we have doing by this kind of techniques, but still it's a good options, because if you are dissecting the side branch, or you have a total occlusion of the big side branch, it's the reverse wire techniques is ideal to be successfully go to canalized. So selections of the guiding catheter is very important for the ostial LAD or circumflex CTO. Reverse wire techniques is very effective when the wire dissection of the side branch occlusion. Double macro catheter is effective for bifurcation CTO. Limitation is still heavy calcified when we need strong penetration wires. And finally, I would like to invite you all to our meeting in the Middle East, IMC Live in Jeddah, if you are interested to come. Thank you very much.